Okay, so you're ready to begin an assignment. Go ahead and click on the assignment. Every single assignment chain is going to look essentially the same. There might be 1, 2, 3, 4, even 5 of these learning objectives on each assignment. The way that you can tell the number of learning objectives per assignment is each one of these circles. Each one of these circles here is called a learning loop. So this assignment is going to have 2 learning loops. Every single assignment is going to start with the same thing. The first thing is just a quick little warm-up exercise. If you want to play this, go ahead and click play. It's a nice little game that gets you prepared for the mathematics ahead. This does not count as part of your grade. It's just a little 2 to 5 minute warm-up to help you get ready for mathematics. If you want to play it, play it. If you don't, go ahead and skip it. The next thing is going to be called your Checkin Quiz. This is not to be confused with the actual quiz that you need to do in MindTap. This is a check-in quiz. So let's just call it a check-in. What the check-in does is measure, do you already know the material in the assignment? If you don't know the material, I think you should not waste your time and go ahead and submit all your answers and submit the check-in quiz. If you think you know the material, go ahead and try to complete the check-in quiz. What the check-in quiz does is if you get 100% on the check-in quiz, you skip the homework assignments and don't need to do any of the homework. This one has 6 problems. So if I get the first 3 problems right, I would most likely skip the first of the 2 learning loops that I have to do. If I got the second 3 problems right, I would likely be able to skip the second of the 2 learning loops that I need to do. So if you think you can do problems correctly, it's worth your time to do the quiz because you could skip many more problems on the homework assignment. If you don't think you can get it correct, just go ahead and skip the quiz altogether. That check-in does not count for points and can be skipped. Let's move on to the learning loop. Each learning loop is going to be modeled exactly the same. It's going to start off with lecture videos, then have a lecture game, and then have your homework problems. The lecture videos and the game are optional. The problems are actually required. Lecture videos are just there to help you learn the mathematics. You can get an introduction to the product, but what I like to do is actually go to the examples. When you go to the examples, you can see the problem. If you know how to solve this problem, go ahead and jump to the next example. If you know how to do that example, go ahead and switch, and then you could skip the videos altogether. But if you watch these videos, you'll quickly see that someone's going to show you step by step how to solve these problems. It's on a nice whiteboard. They use colors, very clear, help you out. You can even do these concept checks to help you make sure you understand the material. So the videos are a nice resource for you to learn how to do the problems that you're going to do. The homework problems are going to be extremely similar to these examples that are covered in the videos. After you've covered the videos, or if you just want to skip them, you can move on to a lesson game. The difference between a lesson game and a warm-up game just gets you ready. The lesson game is actually related to the math and the problem. There's many different types of games, and I encourage you to play them. They make the mathematics much more fun. You do not have to play a lesson game, but they can entertain you. Solve 3x plus 1 equals 10. You're going to begin the problem, and then you're going to figure out what do I have to do on each side, and you can interact with this. What did they do wrong? You can find out what they do wrong and keep on going. Okay? So these games can actually be pretty entertaining. Why would you want to play one of these games? Well, one of the advantages of playing the lesson games is if you do well on the lesson game, you actually skip 3 of the 10 homework problems. So doing well on the game will actually replace doing some of your homework. If you'd rather play a game, play a game. If you would rather do the homework, you have to do the homework anyways, so you might as well just skip to the homework. So the games, fun, they help you with the mathematics, and they can make it so you do less homework. Moving on to the homework. This is what's actually required and counts. For each learning loop, you're going to have approximately 10 problems. These are the 10 problems that you need to do in the homework assignment. You do not need to show work. Everything is recorded online, so you do not need to worry about turning anything into your instructor. You're simply going to click on the box and enter whatever you think the answer is, and then you click submit. It'll tell you whether you're right or wrong and often give you some feedback. You're able to go in and do the problem again. Each problem, you can see you have 3 attempts to do that problem. I've taken 1 attempt. So after I've taken an attempt and got it wrong, I should probably try to get some help. Over here on the right hand side, you see many different methods of getting help. The first one here is a step-by-step example. What it's going to do is interact with you, and you're going to work through the problem step by step. As you get to more sophisticated examples, it's actually going to have you interacting throughout the process. You'll try to enter your answers, and you can check to see if you got them right. If you get them wrong, it'll show you how. It'll help you get through to the next step. This doesn't count for points. It's just going to work you through the problem step by step, and you can see what you get. It does, if you do the step by step, it does count as one of your attempts, so be careful with that. Moving on, you can move on to the next resource, which is the videos. The videos bring you back to the videos that you saw at the beginning of the section, so you could see examples of how to do it. Another option is the text snippets. This is like a textbook, but so much better. Rather than having a 300-page textbook that you have to carry around, what they've done is made small little snippets of the textbook. So this is only 2 pages, and these pages show exactly how to do a problem simple to it. Shows you step by step. It's colored, going to show you how to work through those problems. So if you like seeing a nice visual representation of it, the text snippets are going to work great for you. The calculator should be disabled. You should have to do all these by hand. But just to let you know, this big space down here is actually a whiteboard. If you want to write and show your work here, feel perfectly free. It will save your writing, so I should be able to see it. This feature is not working great yet in MindTap, as it is a newer product, but eventually we will be requiring students to show work via this whiteboard. You do not have to show work here. This is just if you want to try it and mess around. So what you're going to be doing is going through these homework problems, all 10 of these problems. You get 3 attempts per problem. You put your answer in here. It's saved online. You don't have to turn anything in. You can click on the next problem to go to the next problem. Notice there's an X here. That's because I haven't gotten that right. If it's right, it'll be colored green. After I've done these problems, I'm going to move on to the next learning loop, which is going to be a new learning objective. I'm going to have new videos, a new game, and I'm going to have more homework problems to do. So for the assignment, I have to complete the warm-up game, which I can skip, the check-in quiz, which I can skip. I go into each learning loop. I can skip the videos, I can skip the games, but I have to complete the homework problems. Make sure you're completing those homework problems and utilizing the other resources to help you with your assignment. At the end, you can click on the thumbs up, and it'll tell you how many you've gotten right, how many you've gotten wrong, and how many you still need to go. So you'll know exactly how you're doing on the homework assignment, and you'll be able to see your score right there. Once you're done, go back to the home page, and any work you've done will be updated here, and the colors of your circle will change as you've mastered those materials and completed those problems. So that's how an assignment works in MindTap Math Foundations. Quizzes are very similar. The palette looks exactly the same, except none of the helps are there, and you only get 1 attempt to answer a question, not 3. So quizzes are just like you would be taking in class, except you're doing it online with 1 attempt per question. I hope that helps you with MindTap. Please reach out to your instructors if you need more help. Good luck and have a wonderful semester.